this game, it's so surprising. Today, Cameroon will come, win. The next tournament, you don't know, maybe it will be Senegal, maybe Nigeria will surprise you. So right now, there's no sleeping. Yes. It's just working hard and planning for everyone. Okay. There's no sitting there and saying only Egypt, only. We don't know, maybe next time Egypt will come with other players, good players, or we don't know what they are going to change in the team. So right now, there is no sleeping.
You talk about sleeping. In 2015, you took part in the FIVB Grand Prix and also the Volleyball World Cup. And you have to understand that the World Championship and the World Cup are two different tournaments, right?
Yeah.
Was it last year that you took part in the FIVB Grand Prix and finished, won the Group 2 and then earned promotion to the top tier, and then you're not able to take part because of financials this season round? Yeah. How does the experience of 2015, the World Cup and the Grand Prix, then help you as you approach the World Championship? Because some of the top teams that were there are the same ones that are going to the World Championship. Brazil, talk about Japan themselves, and some of the European teams.
Our first focus, I don't know if in the World Championship we play round robin. I think it's round robin. Yeah. So personally for me, if I manage to go there, I won't allow Cameroon to beat us again. That's our first target.
What are you going
Before
to do?
We go,
I wonder.
We are going to work hard. We are going to, I don't know what we are going to do, but we'll do everything. We cannot come back when Cameroon, they can't beat us twice.
Okay.
No. Then we just try and play better. What matters is improving our game. I think right now we have a lot to do, because when you are not the champion, it means you are not so good, or exactly. There's so much to do.
The technical bench led by Japhet Munala and the technical director, Lunga, who is a former coach. Yeah. Since that change from head coach to technical director, and then Munala now was the vice, then comes to be the head coach, has there been a change in terms of the techniques, in terms of approach to the game, philosophies generally to the game?
I think only the names have changed. I think the coach Lunga has changed to technical director, Munala to head coach, but the same people have been with the team. So I don't think it's affecting the team in any way, or a lot has changed, because we've trained with them. We are always with them in training, and I don't think there is much has changed. Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about the volleyball league, and Pipeline are doing quite well.
Yeah, defending champions.
You had to mention that.
Yeah,
Prisons as well. How is the league going on this season?
So far, so good. We've remained with one league.
Yes. And
after that, we go for playoffs. And I haven't played like for 2 leagues because we were on the national assignment. But I think right now we are going to resume. All our focus now is shifting to, we need to qualify, we need to defend our title. Personally, as a Pipeline player, yeah, I need to defend that title before qualifying for club championship. Okay.
During your preparations here, because the key players, the top players in the national team will go at some point, all right? The likes of Katambi, the likes of Washu herself, and Wanja and Moim. 2 players from the Under-23 World Championship were included in the squad, all right? And I think one of them went with you, traveled with you to Cameroon. Yeah. And Sharin Jepkemoi was not as lucky. Yeah. What do you think about the coach's approach in terms of blending youth and experience?
I think they're doing great, because these young girls who've come, they were in the Under-23, they are performing very well. They are doing very well. And it's important to start including them one by one so that they can also catch up with the experience. So when that position, maybe the person is playing there is retiring or is moving out, there is no big difference or big gap between the one who's going or the senior player or the junior player. I think they are catching up well, and if we move on like this, I don't think we'll have a problem. You see, like in a team like in Algeria, they maintain the senior players for a very long time. So starting to build, when the senior, all of them retired maybe, it's been so hard for them. They have to start from scratch, to start building like just a junior team. It will take them like a year or 2 before they gain the experience. But for Kenya, I think it's different. You can see we have seniors, we have those who are maybe a few years and the young ones who are coming in.
You are one of the products of, you know, that blending, and you started, I think, was it 2015?
Yeah, 2014.
14.
Yes.
That's when you committed fully to the national team.
Yeah.
How has the growth been at a personal level?
It's been great. I think so far I'm doing great, and I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
I still have a lot to do, and I still have much to do to be where I want to be in the future.
It's not only the women's team, the Malkia Strikers, who are seeking qualification or were seeking qualification to the World Championships. Our men's team is also in Egypt. They arrived early this morning for the African Nations Cup, which will also double up as the World Championship qualifiers for 2018. That tournament will be co-hosted by Italy and Bulgaria. And we are waiting for the draws today after the technical meeting. And 3 teams out of the Men's Nations Cup will be qualifying for the World Championship. Yeah. You have seen our men's national team, and they were training as well during the period within which you are training. How is the relationship between the women's team and the men's team?
I think our relationship is great. They are our brothers, and I want to wish them well.
Yeah.
We watched them train. They did well. They sacrificed also, just the way we do sacrifice in training. And when they went to qualify in Rwanda for this championship, they really surprised us.
Really?
Yeah, they did. They really did well. Beating Rwanda is not easy. It's a good team in Africa. So I think if they can beat Rwanda, I think they are good.
They are good.
They are going to surprise us in this tournament.
Talking about that, I spoke to the coach and some of the players, including the very, very experienced Mike Chemos and the captain Jairus, and this is what they had to say about this championship. And in fact, also the 2 new players who are in that team, Abiud and Kosirai as well.
I have the confidence that with the success with the team that we are having, that we are the same group, that we can come out with a good success to the team.
Nimepata experience hali ya juu. Mshukuru tumecollaborate pamoja kwa mazoezi.
We are targeting at least the same finals, then see how we can enter Bulgaria or Italy.
We must pick like number 1 or 2 or 3. We have to qualify. That's everybody is thinking about that.
Tuweza kulingana na naona ile moral wachezaji wako nayo, na ile umoja wako nayo sahihi.
They singled out Egypt as the biggest threat because they are the defending champions.
Egypt is good.
Yeah.
Actually, Egypt, Algeria, for me, in the men's team, Egypt, Algeria, Rwanda, Cameroon is also good. And most of these teams have been training outside. That's our biggest challenge. Yeah. They have been training outside. When they go there, they get good coaches, good facilities. You can just compare. Yeah. For us, we are just here at Kasarani. Friendlies, maybe you are playing friendlies with the local clubs. Yeah. But I think above all these challenges, we are Africans, we are Kenyans. We just learn how to survive. I think they'll do well because they have most young players. Yeah. They have the urge. They want to fight, they want to be good. So I think they're going to perform well.
The average age of that team is 23 years old. In fact, half of the team is aged less than 21 years of age. And Michael Chemos is the most experienced, like I said, having played professional volleyball in Al Rabi, Qatar. Sean Kadovilis has some feedback for us.
Yeah, I think before we go to the feedback, Triza, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here in the studio. Just a quick question. You talk about Kasarani and so many frustrations at Kasarani, hearing about workers on strike, the stadium being dirty this week. You had to train also without electricity before you went for your tournament as well. It's just been really, really frustrating for you, huh? Yeah,
it's been. But there's nothing we can do about it. If we had a choice, I don't know, but I think it's being patriotic, the love for the game and the love for the country.
Yeah, but at the end of the day also, I think, you know, really the Kenya Volleyball Federation, also Sports Kenya as well, have to realize the importance of athletes in this country. Really, you deserve to be treated better, huh?
Yeah, sure, we do.
All right, okay, just going to the feedback. We are, of course, talking about on social media, can Gor Mahia beat Ulinzi Stars and win the KPL title? That's the Kenya Premier League title for a 16th time. So we're asking, can they beat Ulinzi Stars and win the Kenya Premier League title for a 16th time? And our hashtag is TopSport, one word. Thank you very much. A lot of feedback coming in. This evening, Kogalo is going to run riot on Ulinzi. 3-1 Boniface is predicting, and thereafter clinch their 16th KPL title. Thank you very much for your feedback. There's another one here as well from Kefa, who's saying, watching from Kalaleni, Gor is an able team. I congratulate them for the title. There's also another one from Kibet. Yes, 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 Ulinzi Stars' laxity and poor defending will make Gor Mahia triumph. Gor is winning. So thank you very much. Don't forget, of course, the question, can Gor Mahia beat Ulinzi Stars and win the KPL title for a 16th time? And of course, going back to volleyball, interesting to note that Washu is based in one of my countries, Seychelles. And of course, I know the district. Well, Kenya and Seychelles. Of course, my mother is from Seychelles, but actually from a district in Seychelles called Ans Wayal, which is to the west, so to speak, of Seychelles.
I get your knowledge of geography. Thank you so much for those details, Sean Kadovilis. Finally, you play for Kenya Pipeline, and there's an arrangement between the company and, you know, having sport. And how does volleyball work, and how does sport work within the company? How do they hire you? Do they employ you? And how do you play volleyball for them? When do you get to work within the office?
Pipeline employs or gives contracts to players. There are those who are employed, those who are given contracts. And when you are given a contract or employment, what we do is we go to the, at the beginning of the season, we go to the office, but we are given a release. So we just focus on training only.
Okay.
Then
so
after,
yes.
you can, after the season is over, we can go back to the office to work, or you can take your leave and get some rest. I seriously
want your job.
I
honestly want your job right now.
It's not that easy. Yeah.
So between playing and working. All right. I get to decide when to go to the office. And I can say today I'm going to play volleyball.
No, you have to go for training every day, just like you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Triza Atuka, the middle blocker for Malkia Strikers and also a middle blocker for the Kenya Pipeline women's volleyball team, talking to us about the African Nations Cup, in which they finished second and qualified for the World Championship in 2018 to be hosted in Tokyo, Japan. Thank you so much for making time for us one more time. Let's go.